Grapefruit and grapefruit once again. What's up, 23% Nation? This is your man, Coach D. Today, I'm back with fruit of the day, the one and only grapefruit. So maybe you love them, maybe you dislike them. Maybe you like grapefruit juice, maybe you prefer the oil. Whatever the case may be, please listen and watch on why, because we're about to dive just a little deeper into the wonderful world of the grapefruit. All right, first up, just a little bit of background information. The grapefruit is an edible fruit that comes from the grapefruit tree. Okay, Captain Obvious, what's new? Also, the grapefruit is known as the citrus of paradise. So I guess the next time you're in paradise, please eat a grapefruit. Next up, the name grapefruit is said to come from the grape-like cluster growth pattern. Now, in a little while, I'll show you exactly what they mean by that, so please watch on. Lastly, history credits Captain Shattuck for first cultivating seeds from the orange and pomelo that ultimately led to the naturally occurring crossbreed that we now enjoy. So please take a look at the picture. As you can see, the grapefruit is the result of the combination of the pomelo and an orange. Interesting. So there you have it, guys. Just a little bit of background information about the one and only grapefruit. All right, now it's time to dive into a few fun facts. Number one, some popular varieties of grapefruit include names like Ruby Red, Flame, Thompson, White Marsh, Star Ruby, and Duncan. Interesting. Next up, along with consuming the entire fruit, grapefruit juice, grapefruit essential oil, and grapefruit seed extract can all be used to benefit your health. Interesting. Next up, they actually made the Environmental Working Group's Clean 15 list. Now, for those of us who know nothing about the Clean 15 list, basically that's a list of plant foods, 15 plant foods at that, that don't necessarily require a lot of pesticides, herbicides, and chemicals in order for them to grow properly. So, if you want to know what the other 14 plant foods are on this list, just simply do a quick Google search for the Environmental Working Group's Clean 15 list. That's all. And lastly, what does it mean for you? So what does that mean for you as a shopper? It means that you don't have to feel guilty if you don't buy organic when it comes to grapefruits, because they're one of the produce items least likely to be contaminated by pesticides. Of course, organic is best. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you want to purchase organic grapefruits or not, ultimately the decision is yours. But don't worry about the pesticides, don't worry about the herbicides, and or the other chemicals that are used in order to make sure that the grapefruit ends, or shall I say, lands at the store. All right, so there you have it, guys. A few fun facts about the one and only grapefruit. All right, now it's time for the not so fun facts. Grapefruits can negatively or even dangerously react with some medications. Oh no, say it ain't so, Coach D. That's right. Some studies indicated that people with cancer or at risk for cancer, especially women with hormonally sensitive cancers like breast cancer, should avoid excessive consumption of grapefruits and grapefruit juice. Now, let me clarify something. Notice that it says they should avoid excessive consumption, not totally eliminate consumption. So even if you are at risk or if you have cancer, you'll soon find out that grapefruits can definitely do the body some good, right? But just don't eat them excessively. Lastly, grapefruits may slow the body's elimination of caffeine and therefore could lead to a higher likelihood of caffeine overdose effects like jitteriness and headaches. So what does this all mean? It simply means don't eat grapefruits while you're drinking coffee. That's all it means, okay? So there we have it, guys. Just a few not so fun facts about grapefruits. All right, now it's time to dive into the 520 rule. Guys, the 520 rule is all about food labels. That's right. It's a guide that helps us know whether or not a food item is a good source or not a good source of any particular nutrient. Now, when we talk about the 520 rule, we have to talk about the percent daily value, abbreviated percent DV. So at this point, let's take a look at our sample food label. Notice that some portions are highlighted in purple, some are highlighted in yellow, and some are highlighted in light blue. Now let's go over those sections individually. First up, you have the percent daily value column. Now notice the percent daily value is represented by percentages, of course. Notice that some percentages are high, some percentages are low. So what that basically means is that a nutrient can fall on the lower end of the scale, and it can also fall on the higher end of the scale. Now, when we talk about the section that's highlighted in yellow, right, we're talking about certain nutrients such as total fat, cholesterol, and sodium. Now, unfortunately, these nutrients do a really good job at promoting disease within the body temple. So if anything, you want to make sure that these nutrients are on the lower end of the scale. However, when we talk about the nutrients that are highlighted in light blue, such as fiber, vitamins, and minerals, well, those nutrients do just the opposite of the yellow nutrients. Rather than promote disease, they promote wellness and health within the body temple. So if anything, you want to make sure that those percentages are at the higher end of the scale. Now, let's dive into a few specifics. If a food item offers anywhere from 0% to 9% DV of any particular nutrient, then that food item is not a good source of that particular nutrient. Next, if the food offers 10% to 19% DV of any particular nutrient, then that food item is a good source of that particular nutrient. Lastly, if the food item offers 20% DV or greater, then the food item is said to be a good source of that particular, an excellent source of that particular nutrient. So there we have it, guys, the ins and outs about the 520 rule. All right, now it's time to dive into the nutrition facts. That's right. So for today's lecture, we're going to simply say that a single serving of a grapefruit is equivalent to half of a grapefruit, not the whole thing. So remember, a single serving is equivalent to half of a grapefruit, not a whole grapefruit. So here's what's going to happen when we put a half of a grapefruit inside of our bodies. Number one, you're only going to get 51.7 calories, 13.1 grams of carbs, 0.9 grams of protein, 0.2 grams of fat, 2 grams of fiber. Nice. Now let's talk about the vitamins and minerals. First up is vitamin C, coming in at 64% DV. Now, based on the 520 rule, 64% falls at the higher end of the scale. So yes, a single serving of grapefruit is an excellent source of vitamin C. Next up is vitamin A, coming in at 28% DV. Now remember, if it's 20% or greater, then it is considered an excellent source. Therefore, this half of grapefruit, believe it or not, is an excellent source of vitamin A. Next up is potassium, coming in at only 5% DV. So unfortunately, a single serving of grapefruit is not a good source of potassium. Then we have folate coming in at 4% DV, not a good source. Thiamine coming in at 4% DV, not a good source. Then we have calcium, 3% DV, not a good source. Pantothenic acid, vitamin B6, and magnesium all come in at a lowly 3% DV. So based on a single serving, It is not a good source of pantothenic acid, vitamin B6, and or magnesium. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the nutrition facts about the one and only grapefruit. Now, let's dive into the health benefits. But before we do, Coach D wants to offer just a few dimes of wisdom. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk with you very briefly about the principle of cause and effect. It's known as one of the 7 Hermetic principles, which basically states that every cause has its effect and every effect has its cause. There is no such thing as chance and or luck. In other words, everything happens for a reason. That being said, I want to simply let you know that the health benefits are simply the effects, whereas the nutrients are the causes. So, what does all this mean? It simply means that if you want to promote health and wellness within your body temple, then you must cause it. You must put the proper nutrients in so that the health benefits can become alive. It's very simple. So let's now dive into the health benefits about the one and only grapefruit. Number 1, grapefruits offer skin health and appearance enhancers. Now, we got to give a little bit of love to our phytonutrients, meaning those are the nutrients that come from plants that we really don't know much about. So say hello to beta carotene, lycopene, and salicylic acid. That's right. Those 3 phytonutrients help enhance our skin health and appearance. Next up, did you know that the grapefruit is a stroke risk reducer? Well, you can thank flavonoids for that. Next up is an immunity booster. That's right. So because grapefruits contain bioflavonoids, then that's why it's an immunity booster. Next up, it's a cancer fighter. So we gotta thank 3 phytonutrients for that: naringenin, limonin, and good old vitamin C. Next up, it's a cellulite reducer. That's right. And we gotta say thank you to a special enzyme that's found inside of grapefruits. It's called bromelain. That's right, guys, bromelain. And last but not least, grapefruits help with weight loss. That's right. So, which phytonutrient in a grapefruit is responsible for helping us lose weight? Well, say hello to noonkatone. That's right, guys, noonkatone. All right, now I do understand that a lot of these phytonutrients are very difficult to pronounce and or spell, but don't worry about it. Leave it up to Coach D to pronounce them either correctly or incorrectly. The point is you're now aware of all of the phytonutrients that are basically found in grapefruits that ultimately yield the health benefits. So, once again, grapefruits, they help keep your skin nice and pretty. They reduce strokes. They boost your immunity. They fight cancer, reduce cellulite, and of course, they help you lose weight. So there you have it, guys, the health benefits of grapefruits. All right, now it's time to talk about food. Yes, vegan food. Yes, plant food. Now, normally our website for everything vegan is forksoverknives.com. But for today's lecture, I thought I'd introduce you to a different website. That's right. Say hello to Brewing Happiness. Now, I went to this site, amazing, and they gave a lot of vegan grapefruit recipes. And so I just wanted to share 2 of them with you. Number 1, Brussels sprouts plus avocado winter rolls with grapefruit hoisin dipping sauce. Take a look at the picture. Looks amazing. The second recipe that I want to share with you today is entitled Citrus Turmeric River Upper Juice. Interesting. Take a look at that picture. Looks amazing. Now, if you are inclined to make and taste either one of these recipes, then all you have to do is go to the description box and click on the links. That's right. I'm giving you a direct link to each recipe. Now, here's the cool part, is that if you go, you're going to find a lot of information, such as ingredient lists, cooking instructions, and probably the preparation time. So go ahead, make them, taste them, come back to the video and let me know exactly how they were. So there we have it, guys. Not one, but two amazing vegan grapefruit recipes from brewinghappiness.com. All right, 23% Nation, I hear you. A lot of you say, well, Coach D, thanks for the vegan recipes. Coach D, thanks for the nutrition facts and the fun facts. But what I really want to know is, when should I eat more grapefruits? Well, if that's you, then I gotta tell you that the best day, and I do mean the best day, to eat more grapefruits is Nature Day. What? Nature Day? Yes, Nature Day. Ladies and gentlemen, Nature Day happens to be the first day of the 23% challenge. Now, maybe you know nothing about the 23% challenge, and that's okay. Coach D is here to educate you. Ladies and gentlemen, the 23% challenge is a 7-day wellness program. Actually, it's a monthly 7-day wellness program that is designed to help improve your health, your wealth, your relationships, and it also helps to improve, or shall I say, save good old planet Earth. Now, here's the thing about the challenge, is that it's a 7-day program. As a matter of fact, it's the first 7 days of every single month, the first all the way through the 7th. Now remember something, Nature Day is the first day of the challenge, which simply means that Nature Day is the first day of every single month. So whether it's May 1st, August 1st, or even September 1st, it's always Nature Day. All right, so a lot of us may be wondering, so Coach D, what is Nature Day all about? Well, guys, Nature Day is all about getting closer to nature. Now, yes, there are lots of different things you can do to get closer to nature. You can go to a petting zoo. You can go adopt a pet. You can go take a nature walk. You can go skinny dipping in a lake or an ocean or a pond. Why not? But for the sake of the 23% challenge, it's all about getting closer to nature through plant foods. That's right, guys. It's time to eat more plants, right? So maybe you are of the plant persuasion. And so maybe you're looking for a way to include more plant foods into your diet. Maybe you're looking to lose a little bit of weight. Maybe you have the big four, right? Cancer, diabetes, obesity, and there's one more. Oh, heart disease. And so maybe you're looking for a natural cure, or maybe you're just simply looking to transition to a more a whole food plant-based diet, right? Well, if that's you, then I'm going to offer you 3 avenues to help facilitate you eating more plant foods. So first up is to try to become a 3% vegan. Now, what is a 3% vegan? It's any man, woman, or child who only eats plant foods and drinks only water only 1 day out of an entire month. Next up is a 13% vegan. That's anyone, man, woman, or child, who only eats plant foods and drinks only water only 4 days out of an entire month. Now, if you're going to go with this option, then there are 2 ways in which you can go about it. You can do the first 4 days of every month, or providing the month has 4 weeks, you could do 1 day per week. Lastly is a 23% vegan, which technically is what Coach D considers himself. Now, 23% vegan simply means that for the first 7 days of every single month, you only eat plant foods and drink only water. Now, the question is, which plant foods do you eat, Coach D? Well, guys, it's very simple. I only eat from the 5 food groups of plant foods, which happen to be fruits, vegetables and herbs, nuts and seeds, legumes, meaning beans and peas, and we cannot forget about whole grains. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We now know what Nature Day is all about. So don't be afraid to try to become a 3% vegan, 13% vegan, or the ultimate 23% vegan. All right, now, perhaps you are interested. Now you're motivated, now you're inspired to at least try to become a 3% vegan, right? Choosing just one day out of 30 days to eat only plant foods and drink only water. Nice. So if that's you, Coach D wants to offer you just a few tips. Why? Because I want your Nature Day to be successful. So tip number 1, go to your local grocery store. Now, when you get there, you're only going to go to 2 places. Number 1 is the produce section, and number 2 is the freezer aisle. That's right. In the produce section, that's where we're going to find our fresh plant foods. And in the freezer aisle, we're going to find our frozen plant foods. Believe it or not, fresh or frozen, the nutrients are there. Next up, go visit your local farmer's market. That's right, guys, farmer's markets are amazing. Believe it or not, they offer advantages over a local grocery store. Number 1, farmers markets cater to organic produce, meaning fewer pesticides, fewer herbicides, fewer chemicals. Next up is to go to the prepared dishes section of your local grocery store. Now, here's the thing about that, is that a lot of people don't have time to cook, or they don't know how to cook, or they just may not want to cook their plant foods, right? So let somebody else do the cooking for you. Okay? So while you're in the grocery store, just walk on over to the prepared dishes section. Now, some stores may call it the kitchen, and that's okay. Walk on over there, talk to the person behind the counter, and ask them if they have any vegan options. Hopefully they do. Ask for a sample, taste it, and hopefully you'll love it. That way you can purchase your plant foods by the pound, or if you really enjoy them, buy 2 pounds. And my last tip to help make your Nature Day successful is to go eat at a vegan restaurant. That's right, guys. It's time for us to support the vegan community, right? Now, you may not even know vegan restaurants exist. Well, I'm here to let you know that they actually do. If you don't know where one is, just do a quick Google search. Type in vegan restaurants near me, and within less than half of a second, Google will give you your desired results. Now, if you decide to go, do 2 things. Number 1, let them know that Coach D sent you, and number 2, be sure to order something that has grapefruits in it. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, 4 amazing tips to help make your Nature Day successful. All right, it's time for our question of the day, and it comes from yours truly and the rest of the 23% Nation. Why? Because we have inquiring minds. So we want to know, grapefruits are a crossbreed between which 2 fruits? Now, I believe I covered that earlier in the video. Hopefully you were listening. If not, just simply rewind and listen. And of course, write your answer in the comment box below. Guys, I want to thank you for watching. I definitely want to thank you for listening. As always, let's eat well, feel well, think well, do well, be well. This is your man, Coach D. Now, before I sign out, I gotta ask you to subscribe, like, and even share the video, especially if you love grapefruits. And don't forget to use our 3-word mantra. It's hashtag eat more plants. As stated earlier, my name is Coach D. I'm signing out. Take care, God bless, and never ever forget that Coach D loves you.